Get ready for a deep dive into the hidden gems of classic rock as we revisit the year 1973. We are uncovering 12 essential but overlooked tracks from legendary artists like Steely Dan and Mark Bolan that defined a generation beyond the standard radio hits. You do not want to miss these sonic treasures that keep the spirit of 1973 alive.
Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 milliamp hour power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next up, we are heading to the front lines of the concert scene, where the Rock the Country Music Festival is making massive waves with a major ticket price slash. Following the departure of superstar Jelly Roll, the festival is cutting costs for fans to combat rising travel prices while adding big names like Miranda Lambert and John Party to the bill. We have the full breakdown on how this shakeup is impacting the festival experience. Then, we are launching into deep space to examine the latest discoveries from the University of Geneva regarding the TRAPPIST-1 planetary system. Scientists have found that the two innermost planets are likely nothing more than bare, scorching rock with no atmosphere to speak of, thanks to their permanent day and night sides. This breakthrough is changing everything we thought we knew about the search for life around distant stars. Finally, we are celebrating a massive milestone in Las Vegas as the Red Rock Resort marks its 20th anniversary with its original team members and the Fertitta family. From its humble beginnings to becoming a luxury powerhouse, we look at the legacy and the future of this iconic property. If you love staying in the loop on the latest entertainment, science, and music news, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you never miss a beat. Ever feel like your classic rock playlist is stuck on repeat? We all know the legends of 1973 Angie, Dream On, We're an American Band, but the real magic of that year is hiding in the shadows of the record crates. Today, we're peeling back the layers to discover 12 tracks that shaped the era but somehow slipped through the cracks of mainstream history. Let's start with the glam giants. Mark Bolan's T-Rex dropped a riff so solid it basically defined the genre, yet somehow it failed to chart in the States. Same goes for the soulful swagger of David Essex's Rock On, a song built entirely on that iconic, rubbery bass line and a spoken word style that was light years ahead of its time. And don't get me started on the Sweet. They were absolute juggernauts in the UK, but here in the US, they're unfairly branded as one-hit wonders. Then you have the deep cuts from the heavy hitters. Steely Dan's Showbiz Kids from Countdown to Ecstasy is a masterclass in cynicism and production, complete with that blistering Jeff Skunk Baxter guitar work. Meanwhile, over on the Rolling Stones' Goat's Head Soup, everyone talks about Angie, but it's Do 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 Heartbreaker that carries the real urban grit and undeniable groove of the period. We're also looking at the dawn of legends, like ELO finding their orchestral footing and BTO laying down that relentless, Santana-esque rhythm that would soon take over the airwaves. Even the tracks that didn't chart, like the early promise of bands just finding their identity, showcase a level of songwriting craftsmanship we just don't hear enough of anymore. It's time to stop letting radio programmers decide what we listen to. Which of these hidden gems are you going to add to your rotation today? Dive into the comments below and let me know which 1973 deep cut I missed. If you enjoyed this trip through the vaults, hit that like button and subscribe for more musical archaeology. Remember, the best music isn't always the stuff at the top of the charts. Sometimes, it's the song waiting for you to hit play for the very first time. Ever felt like you need a loan just to afford a concert ticket these days? It is no secret that live entertainment has become a luxury sport, but one festival is trying to change the narrative, or are they just doing damage control? Kid Rock's Rock the Country Festival just dropped a massive bombshell, slashing ticket prices by 50% for all 7 of their upcoming small-town stops. They are pinning the discount on rising gas prices, claiming they want to help fans fill their tanks and still make it to the show. It sounds like a win for the average music lover, right? Well, not everyone is cheering. This sudden fire sale comes hot on the heels of country superstar Jelly Roll pulling out of specific dates due to scheduling conflicts. And let's be honest, the timing has fans feeling a bit cynical. While the festival is trying to sweeten the deal by adding heavy hitters like Miranda Lambert and John Party to the Ocala lineup, the early bird buyers are rightfully fuming. Social media is lighting up with fans demanding partial refunds, asking why they are being penalized for supporting the event when it first launched. It creates a messy dynamic. Do you offer a discount to fill seats and risk alienating your loyal base, or do you hold the line and risk empty venues? It is a gamble that puts the festival for the people in a tough spot. As the countdown to summer begins, we want to know what you think. Is this a genuine move to keep music accessible or a desperate pivot after losing a headliner? Drop a comment below and let's get the conversation going. If you enjoyed this update, hit that subscribe button for more music industry deep dives. At the end of the day, a festival is only as strong as its community, and right now, that community feels a little divided. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to stand on a world where the sun never sets, or perhaps where the night never ends? It sounds like the backdrop of a classic sci-fi novel, but for the two innermost planets of the famous TRAPPIST-1 system, this is a harsh, unending reality. Scientists have just uncovered a brutal truth about these Earth-sized worlds, and it turns out they might be nothing more than bare, exposed rock. Researchers at the University of Geneva spent nearly 60 hours tracking the thermal signatures of TRAPPIST-1b and 1c. What they found was a staggering temperature split, a difference of over 900 degrees Fahrenheit between the day side and the night side. Now, if these planets had a thick, protective atmosphere, winds would naturally circulate that heat, evening things out. But the data shows the night side is freezing, dark, and utterly stagnant. It is the signature of a world with no air to act as a blanket. Why does this matter? Well, red dwarf stars like TRAPPIST-1 are the most common in our galaxy, and they are the primary targets in our hunt for extraterrestrial life. But these stars are temperamental. They blast their closest neighbors with intense radiation, often stripping away the very atmospheres that could support life. These planets are tidally locked, meaning they show the same face to their star forever. Without an atmosphere to move energy around, the daylight side just keeps absorbing heat while the night side sheds it into the void, leaving behind a scarred, desolate landscape. While this might seem like a disappointment, it is actually a vital piece of the puzzle. By proving that these inner planets are essentially airless, we are learning where the habitable line really starts. The James Webb Space Telescope is already shifting its focus to Planet E, which sits further out in the cozy habitable zone. It raises a fascinating question. Is distance from a temperamental star the ultimate deciding factor for life, or is it just the beginning of the story? What do you think? Is the search for life just a matter of finding the right distance, or are some stars simply too volatile to nurture a living world? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter for more deep dives into the cosmos. You can also check out our EarthSnap app for more incredible science content. Keep looking up, because every discovery brings us one step closer to knowing if we are truly alone. Imagine walking into a resort that feels brand new, even 2 decades after its grand opening. How does a property manage to stay timeless in a city as fast-moving as Las Vegas? Today, we're peeling back the curtain on Red Rock Resort as it celebrates its 20th anniversary in Summerlin. When Red Rock first opened its doors in 2006, it was a massive $925 million gamble. Critics questioned whether they could pull crowds 20 minutes away from the glitz of the Strip, but the property didn't just survive, it set a new standard for luxury. And the real secret? It isn't just the millions of Swarovski crystals or the world's most expensive bowling center, it's the people. Take Joe Yalda. He started as a 16-year-old busboy and today he's a vice president. He is one of 206 Day One team members who are still walking these halls 20 years later. That kind of retention is unheard of in the hospitality industry. When you talk to the staff, from executive assistants like Debbie Armstrong to bartenders like Charles Rogers, you hear a recurring theme: they feel heard. They feel valued. They feel like their voice matters. In a business often defined by turnover, Red Rock has built a culture of loyalty that turns employees into family. But they aren't resting on their laurels. With over $1 billion in total reinvestment, they've kept the property looking pristine while bringing in heavy hitters like Lotus of Siam and adding exclusive, high-end gaming salons that once were found only on the Strip. As general manager Jordan Seeger puts it, the resort remains an ultra-luxury oasis that rivals the best in the world. It makes you wonder, in a world where everything is disposable, How much further could we go if we invested as much in our people as we do in our physical spaces? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the heartbeat of Vegas, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update on the city that never stops evolving. What's the longest you've ever stayed with one company, and what kept you there? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories.